Hi everyone, my name is Maria and today I will be taking you back to some basics. So today I will be showing you how to brush two different types of coats, and I would say this video is more aimed at our lovely clients at home, but of course if you're a new groomer and you find this is helpful then absolutely watch along. So today I will be talking you through how to brush a double coated and a woolly coated dog. And as a groomer I tend to always rely on the same product, so I'm just going to talk you through what I do, what I use, and how to achieve a good result at home every time. And why do we want to brush our dogs at home? Well, this is so your dog doesn't get matted in between visits. If you are in any breed specific groups on Facebook, you may see, especially like cockapoo groups and any other poodle mix groups, you may see a lot of people say, oh well, my groomer scalped my dog but I've been brushing my dog every single day. So yeah, absolutely, you may have been brushing your dog every day, but you may not have been doing it correctly. So the purpose of this video is just to show you what to do and how to do it to avoid your dog going from really nice and fluffy to really short. So starting off with a double coated dog. So this is dogs like German Shepherds, any kind of collies, retrievers, you name it. Basically any dog that sheds their hair rather than having it clipped off. My trusty tools for a coat like this are a slicker brush. I adore using the Shell-Tech Tougher Than Tangle slicker in the medium firmness, and just any kind of metal pinned comb. And what you want to make sure is that the pins are long enough. You don't want a short pinned brush because that just doesn't reach all the way down to the skin, and you don't want any plastic bobbles at the end of the pins. Don't be worried about using the brush because when you use it correctly it's not gonna hurt the dog. And very simply put, you just start brushing, you pick an area and you just go for it. And after you've brushed a little bit, you want to then go over the same area with a comb just to make sure that you have got all the tangles out. A comb will catch the knots, a brush won't, but you never want to try and detangle with a comb because it will be painful for your dog. So you just want to go back in with the slicker brush afterwards and make sure that you get that knot out, and then again go back with your comb. And if your dog has got a really thick long coat, you can do what we call line brushing. So you literally lift out a section of the hair, brush underneath that section, and then slowly move your hand upwards and keep brushing section by section. This is a really handy technique, especially with dogs like Old English sheepdogs when they are in full coat, because there's just so much hair to get through. So doing normal brushing may not get all the tangles out, so line brushing is a really good thorough technique to use. And you can absolutely stop here. Personally, when I am doing a double coated dog at work, I stop once the comb goes through really nice and evenly without catching on any knots, but you can absolutely go further than that. And my favorite tool to use while I'm de-shedding is a undercoat rake. So it literally looks like a rake, and all this tool does is just pull out more of that fluffy undercoat that is ready to come out. With breeds like this, you could probably carry on brushing until your arms fall off, but once your comb goes through nice and easy and you don't have a lot of loose coat stuck to the comb, you are good to go. And then moving on to the woolly coated dogs. And with most of us groomers having the majority of our client base being woolly coated mixes now, it is so important that we educate owners on how to look after the coat properly to avoid all the dreaded clip-offs, because trust me, we have to spend a lot of time and money training to be able to give your dog beautiful fluffy haircuts. The last thing we want to do is have to take all the hair off. Now, exactly the same principle applies here. As with the double coated dogs, I use the same slicker and the same comb, but I do also have a baby sized brush from Groom Professional. You absolutely don't need to do this. It just makes my job as a professional slightly easier because I have a smaller brush to navigate around the dog's head. Because you need to remember that you have to brush everywhere your dog has any long hair. So with most woolly crosses, it is from nose to tail and everything in between. And the great thing with woolly coated dogs is that you can use a slicker brush backwards, so you can fluff up against the growth of the hair, and that is what gives your dog that beautiful fluffy finish. And again, you just want to make sure that you're brushing a section at a time and then checking through with your comb afterwards. The same principle applies. You just want to make sure that you are getting down to the skin and just double checking your work, because this is where a lot of owners do get it wrong, unfortunately, and only brush like the top half of the coat. They think that they've done a fantastic job, then the hair closest to the skin is completely felted and we have no choice but to take it off. And do remember that most groomers are more than happy to give you advice on how to brush your dog at home and recommend some products. So if you're ever stuck and you're not quite sure what you're doing, just give your groomer a message. They are going to be more than happy to help you because, you know, they would rather avoid clipping your dog off. And just as an extra recommendation, you can buy different kind of grooming sprays. And my personal favorite for all of that at the moment is the Designer Dog Amazing Trick Spray. I don't know what kind of wizardry goes into this. It's absolutely amazing. It kind of does, you know, everything in one go. So it is a tiny little bottle like this. You can get them in bigger sizes as well, but this is the only size that comes with the spray nozzle. All you do, you just spray this onto the coat. Don't do too much because you will make the coat wet. Literally just mist it over the area you want to brush through and then get to work. And this spray does so many different things. It improves coat manageability, reduces breakage, helps with tangles, and it also prevents tangles from forming in the future. So this just makes your job a lot easier at home. Obviously you don't have to necessarily buy this one. There's lots of different sprays on the Christies website and you can just choose your favorite or even try a couple different products and see how you get on with them. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope you have learned something new today. If you have any other questions, please do drop them in the comment box below and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.